Published 0903 EDT, the 23rd of August 2017. Updated 0906 EDT, the 23rd of August 2017. The SNP was today accused of selling false hope to Scots over independence after new figures reveal it relies on the rest of the UK to plug its public spending. Scotland's £13.3 billion deficit is 8.3% of gross domestic product, over 3 times higher than the rest of the UK at 2.4%, according to figures out today. And while Scotland's public sector revenue is lower than the rest of the UK, spending is far higher, meaning every Scot enjoyed a £1,750 union dividend. Kezia Dugdale said the numbers show Scotland would have faced unprecedented levels of austerity if Nicola Sturgeon had succeeded in her threat of break up the UK. The Scottish Labour leader said these figures prove once and for all that the SNP sold false hope to the poorest people in Scotland. Scotland's own accounts show that the first year of an independent Scotland would have meant unprecedented levels of austerity. SNP leader Nicola Sturgeon, pictured today on a visit to a science lab in Edinburgh, has been accused of selling poor Scots false hope after she insisted during the run-up to the independence referendum in 2014 that the Scottish economy was in a strong state and that the country did not need the financial support of the rest of the United Kingdom. These cuts would not only have been the largest ever felt by Scottish public services like schools and hospitals, the Nationalists' plan would have taken a sledgehammer to the welfare state as we know it. Nicola Sturgeon knew the sums didn't add up. But she offered false hope, especially to the poorest people in Scotland. Thousands of Scots voted yes on the basis of a falsehood the SNP knowingly sold them. Scotland's £13.3 billion deficit, the difference between what the region raises and spends, was revealed Government Expenditure and Revenue Scotland report. In the run-up to the 2014 referendum, the SNP estimated a much lower deficit and significantly higher oil and gas revenue in 201,617. This would have been the first year of independence if the area had voted yes. Scottish Conservatives finance spokesman Murdo Fraser said today's figures confirm the facts. Scotland is better off as part of the United Kingdom. All of us last year received a union dividend of £1,750 per head. The truth is that when times are tough, as they have been in Scotland over the last few years, we can rely on the weight of the whole UK to ensure schools, hospitals and public services remain decently funded. These figures also confirm just how wrong the SNP got it during the referendum campaign. In 2014, Alex Salmond and Nicola Sturgeon looked Scottish families in the eye and insisted we'd be better off. In fact, in the first year of independence, Scotland would have been staring at the biggest deficit in Europe, but the collapse in oil prices has hit the region's economy badly and has been blamed for the country's deficit. Scottish Labour leader Kezia Dugdale and Scottish Tory finance spokesman Murdo Fraser both said today's deficit figures show that Scotland benefits from staying in the United Kingdom and would have to make deep public sector cuts if it became independent. An oil rig supply vessel shelters from bad weather off the island of Folla in Scotland last year. The country's high deficit has been blamed on the collapse in oil prices. Sturgeon, Scotland's First Minister, said she did not accept in any way, shape or form that the SNP's prospectus for leaving the UK had misled voters. She said, "Nobody foresaw the decline in the oil price. That was a change in circumstance that happened after the publication in the figures in the White Paper. The White Paper figures that were published were based on the best available evidence at the time." She said the improvement in the overall fiscal balance for 201,617 was encouraging, with the deficit down by £1.3 billion from 201,516. She said Scotland's economy remains strong. In the last quarter, our economy grew nearly 4 times faster than the UK and the number of people in employment is at a record high. These figures reflect Scotland's finances under current constitutional arrangements. However, they show that our investment in key industries, such as the life science sector, is providing a real boost to our onshore economy. The report shows that while North Sea revenue rose from £56 million and 201,516 to £208 million over the past year, this slight rise followed a sharp drop from £1.4 billion and 201,415.